Alright, I want these drawers to be just snug. So what I'm going to do here is put my side or front and back in and get a rough idea of the length. Okay, I'm going to leave the line. So this is my waist side, but I'm going to leave that line and come back and check this front and back, both sides. And what I can do is, after I've built the drawer, I can hand plane these sides to get the fit I want. Okay, I found something I like that'll work for both sides. These by no means are perfect as far as the length of the drawer. This one just overlaps. And on this side, it's like it almost wants to start. So that's good. I can, like I said, I can plane the sides and get the nice fit I want. So I'm going to go with this length. I don't even know what it is, but this is what I'm going to go with. And this is the width, or the width of the drawer bottom I'm going to cut. And also, I'm not going to worry about the depth right now. So I'm going to get this cut so that I know that when I slide it in here into my dados, that it'll be the exact length I want. Alright, the next operation is to put this dado in here for all four pieces for the bottom. Some people do the bottoms differently. They have the back piece sitting on top like that. In this case, I'm going to have a rabbet and fit it all the way around. This plywood does not move, so it'll help me square up the drawer. My depth of cut is the same as this rabbet here, so I took the time to take this drop piece that I was using, ran my dado plane, handheld dado plane over this to make sure it's the same depth. And now I'm going to make a couple test cuts to make sure that I get it just where I want it here. And it's darn close, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to run this 2 times, and it's going to be just a hair wider, I think, by 1/4 inch, so that I can get the bottom in without any trouble. But then I can also run my dado plane in there and make sure that I'm at the same depth. That looks good. Now I've got to make sure that I do these in the correct order because they're mirror images. I'll be right back. I'll dado these out to make sure they're all the correct depth. And come back, start fitting the bottoms. I do have them cut to length, but not to full depth yet, this way. Okay, that didn't take long. The trick is, I should say here, hang on. Start near this edge, make a cut, and then just keep working your way back until you can make one long final pass, and then you get a nice true cut that you know is the same depth as your rabbet. That's going to glue up quite nicely, I believe. Nice and square. I'm going to slip it into the case. Actually, I shouldn't be able to slip it into the case. Let me just try that once. Well, this side, it does start, but it's snug. So I'm happy with that. I'm going to glue it up. Or I take that back. First I got to cut this to length or depth. Alright, after a couple of trial cuts I've got what I like. The one thing that I do not like is that when I ripped these boards I was just shy of being what I wanted. So this, you can see this is a rough edge here, and the back one is even worse. It's probably about a 1/16 of an inch. That board had some taper to it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to rip off about a 1/4 of an inch, tack on a piece. Because it's in the back, I'm not that concerned. I'll try and find a piece that's similar color, and you know, you don't want to go green. So I've got to get some light colored poplar, take care of this problem, and then I can glue it up. So it's way thicker than I need. I'll be able to hand plane this in both directions to get it flush, rip it to width, and cross cut it to length. I've got my miter gauge still set up to make this cut, so I can get that flushed up nice. So I'll give that a few minutes to cook, and we should be well on our way here pretty soon. Okay, so I've got one done. I just want to show you the difference here. So there's the piece I tacked on. There's quite a bit of material to remove there, but that's that piece. So that's before, and this is what it looks like after I'm done. You can't really tell. It's a pretty good color match. Hand planed all the way down here and then trimmed nice and flush. I'll cut it to width, but that looks good. I like it. I mean, for screwing up, boy, I was able to add a nice piece of wood and end up with a nice look. You'd be hard pressed to see that glue line there. So I'll do the other one the same way, and then glue the drawers up. Got them glued up. They look good. Nice and square. So I'm pretty excited about that. They're going to get planed and fitted anyway, but it's nice to start out with something that's close to what you hope will fit, I guess. So anyway, got to give these about maybe an hour or so. Come back in here and clean this glue up, and then I can take the clamps off and give it a look and see how it's going to fit. Nice and flush. Now this is the back piece that I left just a little bit high. I've got to get that just a hair. That's perfect. I can just squeeze them in. So that's a tight fit in both directions. So I can see what, there's part of my problem right there. I got some glue. So I'm going to flatten up this bottom. I guess I didn't do that on this one. I did on this one. No, not quite. Alright, I'm going to take care of the bottoms just a little bit more yet here. This one took about 45 minutes. But it works good now. So I'm happy with that. That's a little, just a hair sloppy, but it has to be a little sloppy because of the nature of wood on wood, I guess. I want it to be able to push in easy. It'll stop about right there once I get my guide blocks in there. And now that it's running true, yeah. I'm still going to need to have those guides in here to keep this running the way I want it to. Looks like I could use a little removal right there and some along the bottom. Right through here. You can just hear it catching. Alright, I'll fit the other one tomorrow. And I'm glad I got that one put in place. That's good. I can sleep tonight.